Welcome to Northern Shop I channel. Thank you so much for always supporting us. If you haven't subscribed, just click the subscribe button and help us reach 20,000 subscribers. For breaking news, please visit www.no2010shopi.com. Eitada. Okay, can you come closer? There you are. This is Novo 2010 Shop I channel. We are here at Orlando Stadium, Orlando Pirates 1, Magesi FC 1. My brother, how's it?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself, Mr. Ngobo?
Good, man. You look presentable.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was the finale of the Premier Betway Premiership, first of many to come. Remember, it was DSTV first, and we had no other option but to honor the fixture in terms of looking good. Exactly, because we are not saying Bafana style, but our action says Bafana style. They are saying Bafana style, but their action speaks otherwise. So it's not about the hyping, it's about the actual work. That's how good we are. But Orlando Pirates has done pretty well throughout the season. A generation of cocoa melons. We've gained a lot of experience coming from the Champions League, from the PSL. I mean, what a season that we had. I think we had 19 wins, something that was never done even in PSL era. And that is success. We became deputy champions of Nedbank. We became champions of MTN. We lost the Cullen Black Label first game against the very same Magesi. But I've got deputy of the league also. I mean, they beat Sundowns. They've made a record. I mean, what a way to celebrate a cup, beating Mamelodi Sundowns, a very top team, by the way. If you hear me emphasizing and talking about them, but in terms of the game, I mean, you talk about Magesi playing as a sweeper, a typical sweeper at a very young age. But I think he's young in terms of ID, but he's very old in terms of football age. I think he's 35 per football age. When you look at his body structure, his confidence, how he is able to control experience from the back. Yosibisi, I think Yosibisi has been one of the best defenders in the season of the season. Or it would be even not, I mean, fair to even say he's the best centre back or the best defender of the season. And you talk about a player that was introduced today, Mayela, who experienced his last game of the season, playing as a left back, the captain himself. And what a way to send his goodbyes from the faithful Orlando Pirates fans. And you talk about a young Selepe who's just introduced, I mean, taking over Makehleni Makaula, undoubtedly player of the season in Makehleni Makaula, playing as a center, I mean, as a CDM. At this age, the composure, you talk about his ability to read space, to scan the ball before it comes. And Selepe, I mean, if you don't know, you would say this boy has 2 or 3 seasons already. Little would you know, or little did you know that the boy, he has less than 5 games, if you saw, but already he scored a goal in Selepe. He was introduced, I think, in a derby. And I mean, who gets introduced in a derby at a very young age, being a cocoa melon? But anyway, we can give thanks.
He reminded me of Doctor, sorry.
Yes. No. As long as it's 16V. I mean, great players are born on great days such as that. Even so, Vilagazi, who happens to be the greatest all-time goal scorer of Orlando Pirates, was introduced in a derby, and he was faced with Brian Baloyi one-on-one. But I mean, experience robbed him. And later, over the history of derby, he became the punisher in a derby. So players that are born in a derby are very special. We know that Tito Patrick Maswanganyi, I mean, the guy who robbed this game for us in a way where he passed the net. I mean, he also gave an assist to Muhaunkota coming from the left. But unfortunately, as Muhaunkota hit that ball, I mean, that ball was supposed to be a drop ball. And I was expecting, because by then it was playing the sniper. The sniper was supposed to be too close, or it was supposed to be such a goal poacher to make sure that he's almost, next to the ball. But unfortunately, he couldn't deliver. But you talk about Tito Patrick Maswanganyi, I think he had a pretty good game. And I had the opportunity to talk to him to say, yes, we know that the psychological part of football really plays a role, in making the player not to play very well, because football is played outside before inside. But for other people, it may take them a lifetime to understand that in terms of the psychology of the game. I mean, we know the controversy with the great Jomosono as the season started. I think it had a knock on him. I mean, we are talking about the player of the season 2023-2024 season. Undoubtedly loved by many, loved by players of the PSL. But he played very well today and showed us that we can still anticipate yet another beauty of a season. And we know that the question goes on to say, I mean, what a group of cocomelons. When you think this one is done with, they introduce another. When you think this one is enough, and then they tell you that talent mbata, if you do not take your job very serious, we can definitely easily replace you with another cocomelon.
Real quick.
I mean, Relebohile Mufokeng, a player, class of his own. He's proving yet again to say that the PhD that I gave him, Yadivala, it was not a fluke. I mean, he makes sure that my PhD is never revoked. What a player, a class of his own. He played very well, but unfortunately we couldn't win the match. I think Magesi also played very well. I mean, to get a draw against a team like Orlando Pirates. And honestly speaking, I think Owen Dagama is very underrated, not given credit as he should be. I had the opportunity again of talking to him to say, according to ratio, you became even more successful than the champions themselves, because these guys were fighting for relegation. But I mean, what a way to take the team, I mean, towards from down there. One may not recognize, because remember, in this life, unfortunately, we've got people who look at up only. They cannot look to the foundation of football. But if you check, Owen Dagama has proven to me that even if you can give him a big game, or a big team rather, he can really do well, because we are talking about a coach with a lot of experience. He has taken many teams from from different levels of the leagues into bringing them again into the senior league, and he has also coached the very same team in Orlando Pirates. So he's got a vast of experience. He's very tactically gifted, and he has proven to us in this season. I think for me, he has been one defining element, except the fact that we had, were robbed of 2 games, or of many games. South Africa was robbed this season by the, by the issue of Royal AM. You'd understand that all these teams, they played 28 games, if I'm right.
You're right.
And if you take 2 games and times them with 16, you'll understand how many games we lost. I mean, sponsors have lost so much. I mean, the football fans have lost so much. The football league today, in terms of the Betway Premiership, this season, I mean, for the first time in the history of South African football, I think, in PSL era, that we are robbed of so many games. I mean, 32 games. That's 32. Am I lying? 32 games that we are robbed of. And if you think of it, you'll think it's an easy thing to analyze, or to even say it if you don't have a PhD. I mean, I don't think anyone said this even before I came here to the very same interview, that we were robbed of 32 games. Even with the bigger broadcasting channels, I don't remember them mentioning it. I don't know if they are scared of names of their job being losing names. But anyway, if you love football, you'll understand. The very same way, if you lost, if you didn't find your food at home, you will remember that I lost a plate today. Why not remember the 2 games that we lost? We were robbed of 2 games. But anyway, take nothing away. Those 2 games, they play a role into preparing us for yet another season. And if you were to understand it, the very same 2 games, in a way, they ended the league very early. Because if they were not for 2 games, maybe, who knows, the very same Orlando Pirates could have even won the league. We don't know. Maybe Royal AM would have beaten Sundowns. We don't know. But anyway, it's always a ball. But what a season that we had, and I think we need to anticipate yet another great season. Magesi had more impact, because I don't understand. I think this thing was supposed to be so easy. Magesi had less games, but he was more impactful, more than any other player in PSL.
Exactly.
If you look at him, Ribeiro Naki Ketitsa in the Betway Premiership, and he has made it his duty to make sure that he pockets him until last week. Ribeiro only scored last week after he was pocketed by Magesi. By the way, for those that cannot calculate, I mean, it was less than 14 days or so. And after he has unpocketed him, he was able to even score a goal in the CAF Champions League final. So I think
in a different competition. Anyway.
And the very same boy also scored in the Nedbank Cup. Not only that, he became man of the match 4 times in a row. It was never done in PSL era. So this is just my whole total, analysis of the whole season of the league, to say these are the things that happened, because we cannot really dwell much on today's match. We need to cover all aspects as we will be going into the break in terms of football. We had to talk about all these things that happened and stuff, and all the sagas, all the dramas that we are yet to cover. But what a season and what a finale that we have. And if you were to remove Orlando Pirates from the Betway Premiership, you'll understand what of an embarrassment this would have been. This was going to be an embarrassment to the sponsors of Betway Premiership if Orlando Pirates was not here. We remain the public protectors of South African football, and we've done very well. And even yourself, let me congratulate you for covering the games, the PSL, the media conferences, all your hard works and stuff. I don't think anyone can be able to pay you, but only to compensate you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. But before you go, you have mentioned Magesi.
Yeah.
I was sitting with you up there. I told you that Magesi was robbed of an AFCON medal.
Yes.
And you said something so profound.
Yes.
Can you please share with our viewers what you said?
What I said, the match as he has lost, but it gives me great pleasure to know that the boys can go and win it without him.
Thank you so much,
yes,
brother.
Thank you.
All the best next season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bafeti.
Hola.
For your soccer updates and breaking news, please visit www.ngoba2010sharpi.com.